Canadians are wonderful, aren't they? That's what everyone says. That's apparently our reputation throughout the world. If you go backpacking across Europe and you have a Canadian flag on your luggage, apparently you'll be treated really well. But if you have an American flag, you won't be treated so well. Why is that? Do you really think there's that big of a difference between Americans and Canadians? Well, in my experience looking at Canadians up close, and I've lived here my whole life, I see them as being just like everyone else. There's some good people, and there's some pretty bad people. I don't think that all Canadians are polite or kind, for example. If I talk to somebody and I say to them, you should be vegan and stop abusing animals, their reaction isn't automatically, yes, good point. Their reaction is often, meh, I don't really feel like it. I just feel like eating meat, dairy, and eggs. They don't actually care about the suffering of the animals. I could tell them all about the dairy industry and how much they abuse the animals there, and the egg industry, the meat industry, all of it. And they say, the same as Americans do, same as the Australians do. They just want to keep eating bacon, sausage, and ham, and they don't give a shit. Here in Canada, we go the extra mile though. We have something called the Calgary Stampede. It's kind of like a rodeo. It's over in Alberta, more on the western side of Canada. There they take baby cows and they lasso them. Grown men jump on horses and kick them and force them to go where they want them to go, to try to tackle these innocent animals, practically breaking their necks, treating bulls like objects. It's absolutely horrifying. And you even see children participating in this absolute nightmare, this holocaust that we've created right here in Canada. People say, oh, the animals don't mind. Right. Sure. Imagine telling ourselves this kind of a lie. Shame on you Canadians who take part in the Calgary Stampede. Educate yourselves and look at what really goes on there. Go and Google it. Google every animal that they use. It's horrific. It's embarrassing. And I'm not proud to be Canadian. Not at all.
Stop being vegan phobic, stop being mean, stop bullying ethical vegan kids when you display cruelty to animals. The pain goes very deep, even though on the outside it may not be seen.
I'm vegan because I don't want to support baby animals being taken away from their families and killed in the meat, dairy, and egg industries. To see what you are supporting 3 times a day, please go to don'twatch.org.
I put a sharp piece of metal on a string in my dog's food, and when she started eating, I pulled the string so the metal went through her face. Then I dragged her in this bucket and drowned her. What the fuck is the matter with you? I went fishing. That's nice. Did you take your kids?
Every morning we are born again.
everyone. Just wanted to tell you something that happened just now that made me think that maybe I should talk about it here a little bit. So there were these two boys. They looked like they were about maybe 11, and they were riding by on their bicycles, looking all happy. And in their backpacks, they had some fishing rods sticking out. And I'm sure that their parents probably thought that sending their kids fishing would be a great activity for boys because it's calm, takes them away from the TV, and it is something where they can be with nature. And I don't think that the parents bought them those fishing rods with any ill intention. But what I'd like you to try to consider is that fish are sentient. They are not just objects. People often say, well, I go fishing and I take the hook out of the fish's mouth at the end and I set the fish free. But just think about that logically. If that was you and somebody hooked you on the inside of your mouth, so much so that you would be dragged out of the water by your whole body weight with all this pressure there. And then some giant would come and unhook that and just say, here, don't worry, I'll set you free. And then they put you back in the water. I mean, how is this okay? It is not okay to hurt animals. It's not okay to go out there with this idea of premeditated murder or premeditated harm in any way. It is far better to send your kids to the water with plastic bags and get them to try to collect some garbage. Maybe give them some sort of a prize or some sort of a reward for whoever collects the most garbage, or a combined effort, something like that. But that's what I'd like you to think about. Trying to just think a little bit out of the box and stop doing what everyone else does. This, by the way, is Bella, if you don't know her yet. Just having a nice walk here on this beautiful day. And hoping that you guys will consider to become vegan from now on. Now, being vegan is not about food. It's about ending animal exploitation, being kind to the animals, treating them the way that we would want to be treated. So that means not eating them, not wearing them, not using them, not going to circuses, not paying anyone to take them out of the oceans and put them in small swimming pools like places like SeaWorld. So if you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, please consider doing so and supporting the animals and animal defenders as much as you can. Thank you. Take care. Have a great rest of the day.
Let's follow that vegan teacher on YouTube right now.